Hello guys, today we will be seeing and learning how to create a database in MySQL. Let's start. First, there is a brief introduction of MySQL. Now MySQL is a relational database management system. Now it is based on the relational model. Now what is relational model? A relational model is a model that organizes the information in rows and columns, much like Excel sheet. Another important point is MySQL is a freely available open source. That is, you can change the source and distribute it freely. The one drawback of the MySQL is it does not have any graphical user interface. That is, user does not get any buttons to click or can use the mouse. So user has to enter all the commands at the command prompt. Now this can be a problematic for the users and may not prefer to use MySQL for this reason. But users should have basic knowledge about creating a database and how to manipulate it. So let's now, as you can see, the first step is to start WAMP server. Now it is assumed that you already installed WAMP server. So there must be a icon or a shortcut on the desktop. So click on it, it will start the WAMP server. Once WAMP server has started successfully, then it will appear as a green icon, which is marked as a 1 in the figure. Now you click on that green symbol of WAMP server, which is W, then select MySQL, then again select MySQL console. Now these steps are to be performed to open MySQL command prompt. Right? This is the screen that you will get once you successfully click on the WAMP server, MySQL server, then MySQL command prompt. So this is the command prompt where you need to enter all the commands or the statements to manipulate the database. So first step in MySQL is to create the database. Now it is slightly different from the Oracle because in Oracle you directly create a table, but here you need to create a database, then use database and then create the table. So first step is always create database. Syntax is create database, database name. Now database can be any name. So in the screen we have used create database student mgmt. So student mgmt is the database name that we want to create database is the keyword. Now every statement in MySQL should terminate or end with semicolon, because semicolon suggests the end of the statement and the execution of that particular command or statement starts once you click or press the enter key. Right? So in order to check the database that you have created is actually saved on the MySQL server or not. So for this purpose you use the command show databases. Now this command will display all the list of available database on the MySQL server. So the student management is the fourth that we have created in the previous screen, right? So the database is successfully created. Now once database is created, you need to make that database as a current database. So for that use the syntax, use database name. So use student management. Use is a keyword, student management is a database. Once you execute this statement or command, you will get the message database change, which means that the current database is now student management. So all the queries, all the statements are performed on this particular database. And this statement is compulsory in MySQL. Means you need to make the database as a current database in order to work with the database. So this statement or this command is very important. Now once you have made the database as a current database, then next step is to create the table. Now create table syntax is create table, table name, bracket, column name, data type, size. Then if there are more than one column, then you need to separate each column definition by comma. That is second column name, data type, size. Then comma, third column name, data type, size, and so on and so forth. And lastly, the bracket would end and semicolon at the end should be placed. Now you can see on the screen it is create table student bracket roll number int 3. This is the first column name, data type and size. Then there is a comma. Then second column name is name varchar 30. Then comma. Then third column name, data type varchar 15. And finally the bracket ends and semicolons. If there are no errors and the command has successfully executed, then you will get the message query OK, 0 rows affected. That means the table is created successfully. But the table that you created is empty. It does not contain any information. So next logical step is to insert insert the rows into. But before inserting the rows, you need to again verify that the table is actually created or not. So for that, use command show tables. Now this will list all the tables that are available under student management database. So as you can see, the list displays student which you have created in the previous screen. So next step is to insert the rows or add the rows into the table. So for that purpose, the syntax is insert into table name values, then bracket, then value of first column, comma, value of second column, comma, value of third column, and so on. And lastly, you close the bracket and followed by semicolon, right? So in this screen, you can see that insert into student values 1, John, computer. Now you can see value 1. 1 is for roll number. John. Now John data type is varchar. So it should always be specified in single quotes. Right? It is the name of a student. Now third column is a department. So for that we have specified the value computer, which should be again specified in the single quote because the data type is varchar. And finally, the bracket ends with semicolon. If this query or command is executed successfully, you will get the message query OK, one row affected. So this will add one row to the table. In next screen you can see we have inserted 3 rows, same syntax, but we have changed the values. That is, in the second row we have changed the values to 2 Mary chemical. In third we have used 3 Sam and mechanical, right? But there is another way also which you can use to insert multiple rows at the same time using single command. You don't have to write 3 different insert statements for it. See. So for that purpose, the syntax should be insert into student values bracket 4 mark chemical bracket again 5 rock computer. Now you can see that 4 mark and chemical, that is the fourth row. Now 5 rock and computer, that is fifth row. So you can add multiple rows using this syntax also. Now, once you have inserted the values or rows in a table, then the next step is to retrieve the information from the table, which can be done with the help of select statement. Now we have specified three different select statements. That is, first is select star from student, which will display all the information from the table student. Second is select star from student where department is equal to computer. Now this will display all the information but only of computer department. In third, we have specified select roll number name from student. So this will display only the roll number and the name column, but all the rows. Right? So, so this is it. Very simple and easy steps to create database in MySQL. Thank you guys. Hope you liked this video. If you liked, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.